going on, y'all? What's going on? Another day, another dollar, another Thanksgiving day, another chance to go ahead and grub, huh? But will the Cowboys produce the ultimate Thanksgiving, which is end in the dub? I believe the Cowboys have a good chance again this week to get this dub. Will they? Will always be the question. So let's get into it, y'all. Key players, Tracy. I'm talking about for the Giants offense is Tracy, Neighbors, and Slayton. Key matchups, Neighbors, whether it be on Bland or Diggs. Robinson versus Lewis. You definitely don't want them comfortable throws, right? And Robinson working the short spaces. Definitely don't want them comfortable throws. So I think Jordan Lewis will be key in that element. Slayton versus what Robinson or Bland or Diggs. I don't know if Diggs playing. And Micah versus the tackles. Seeing that Andrew Thomas is not playing for look, he's on IR. Seeing he was on IR. So I believe their right tackle went to the left and they brought back Evan Neal. Now we're very familiar with Evan Neal because Evan Neal has been barbecue chicken for the Cowboys, especially from Tank, right? And although, because I really only looked at the Bucks game this time because I know that they had a change at quarterback. Uh, Also, we familiar with the Giants, and two, I wanted to really see if the Giants was going to come to play with what's been going on, right, since the release of Daniel Jones, right? Uh, but of course, in order to win this game, you definitely gonna have to choke out the run game. Tracy, one thing that I guess probably the best move that the Giants made during the season was make Tracy their primary back because he's definitely better than Singletary, right? Uh, but I believe, right, it should be barbecue chicken against the tackles, right? Um, they do. I seen want to get downhill with Tracy. I remember they started the game off in 22 personnel and went downhill with Tracy. You know, so that's definitely what probably this Cowboys team can expect because they're gonna whether it be Drew Lock or DeVito, because I see DeVito is banged up, they're gonna want to establish the run. So they're gonna have to put their big boy pants on uh, this game. Uh, One thing that I did see, Big Vita Vea bull rush they center, right? And they center is supposed to be more on the power side, and he got did dirty, by old Big Vita Vea, man. Uh, but not including them being an empty toward the end of the game, right? Trying to come back. A lot of the formations that I seen, right, with the new quarterback was I seen a few times 22, I seen 12, and I seen 11. And I probably this game would expect to see, you know, I probably would expect to see, of course, the Giants gonna run the 11 with Pinson, Wandale, Slayton, and Neighbors. That's probably their money formation if they able to get the run game going. But maybe to start, I expect to see a little bit more 12 this game, just to kind of be more on the aware side. One thing that I've seen, even though he's not as good as Daniel Jones, that DeVito he was playing confident. He got some mobility to him, right? Uh, but I seen he turned the ball over in the red zone. I did see some ball placement issues, right? There's a reason why he's a second or I guess Locke said he was supposed to be third string quarterback. There's a reason, right? Uh, but I guess you could say that confidence is not what he's lacking, but the skill side is what he could be lacking. Uh, but if the Cowboys don't touch him, right, you know, he there's a potential that he could hurt you, right? Because it wasn't like when I'm looking at the game, it wasn't just all bad, right? There was some ball placement issues. He turned the ball over, but it wasn't all bad though. It wasn't all bad. There was some decent things that he did against the Bucks team, that Bucks defense, even though you know it was pretty much a wrap, from the start to finish, right? I seen that damn, what's that route that he run, man? But pretty much, man, neighbors pushing the ball upfield, finding a spot in between the corner and the safety, man. That I think that's the same route he ran against the Cowboys. That no, he actually no, 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 no. Because I've seen his route. Man, I'm trying to think about, man, what the hell he did. But pretty much it was a vertical up, and he just always find, like, he catch him in zone, and man, what was they in, man? I can't remember, man. I should have marked it down, but I'm very familiar. And I'm pretty sure the Cowboys seen that thing on film, man. Was they in three? Nah. But anyways, the Cowboys should be familiar with it. And if they ain't doing their job, because the Cowboys should be watching way more film than I am. You know what I mean? But but yeah, I think though, even though you got your wide receivers, I think Theo Pinson is somebody to still keep an eye out on, right? Because he can sneakily convert first downs if you're not putting the attention that you need to put on a cat like that. He said Malik Neighbors, Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, I mean Slayton can get the ball downfield. He definitely got explosive plays in him. Wandale Robinson, I wouldn't compare him to Cole Beasley, but he cut more like a Cole Beasley type. As far as how he want to go ahead and go about things, and especially from the tight ends that the Giants had in the past. In regards to, like, was it like Bellinger, and definitely Theo Pinson is an upgrade for him though. So it ain't like they ain't got no decent weapons. It's just that it looked like they had a hard time putting it all together. I know they had some offensive line issues. I think that's probably what been holding them back too, even with Andrew Thomas being there, and that play calling. That play calling is a little suspect too, because I'm trying to figure out, right, and watching the Bucks game, how is we down and we not pushing the ball down the field more? They just pretty much been working the short to intermediate throws, and they should be pushing the ball downfield way more than what they was doing. And if they don't do that this game, man, and the Cowboys just shit, that's just making it real easy for the Cowboys. Like for instance, like when we had talked about the Commanders, right? And how I was telling you about when the Commanders went against Philly, how everything was just short, and Philly was just pretty much just sitting on it, just coming up making tackles. It seemed like against that Bucks, man, it's like they were scared to pull the trigger because they got a backup quarterback. Look, your record ain't all that. So I would think you would be more comfortable in taking more risk, especially if you're trying to go ahead and get a dub. Now they ain't been winning, and it's Thanksgiving, and it's against the Cowboys. So even though they got some things going on in that locker room, I wouldn't be surprised if the boys sit over there and try to cut the play. I would not be surprised. So they got to be ready. All they will be missing is just some decent quarterback play. If they get decent quarterback play, you probably be in for a fight. But yeah, ain't too much in regards to seeing their offense. They just make sure that the number one priority is stopping Tracy. That's the number one priority. Not Neighbors, it's Tracy. If you can stop Tracy, you'll get them to probably pop out like they did against the Bucks. But if they get Tracy going and they start dominating that time of possession, man, you might be in for a little battle, man, and it might not go to your favor, especially with the defense that they got. Because their defense, contrary to maybe what many may believe, is still solid. They just ain't piecing no wins together though. But that front seven solid though, right? And we talking about the defense now. Key players: Dexter Lawrence, Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, right? Key matchups will be Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau versus your tackles. Uh, Dexter Lawrence versus Cooper Beebe, and if your guards don't play, I'm pretty sure you let Brock Hoffman play again. And let me know something. If Brock Hoffman gonna dominate Dexter Lawrence, because if Brock Hoffman dominate Dexter Lawrence, then we got something to talk about. But let's just be honest, he ain't gonna dominate no Dexter Lawrence though. If he was to play, because I'm pretty sure at least what you call it, Zach Martin might be out, and I don't know about Tyler Schmidt. But if Tyler Schmidt does play, then of course you're gonna throw in what you call it? What's old boy name, man? Is it Bass? But yeah, is it Bass? Man, I'm out here tripping with the names again. Y'all know how I get with these names, man. But y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, man, Dexter Lawrence is a load, man. That man, the little man, he a good tackle. He a good D tackle, man. He a beast up in that side, man. That's somebody the Cowboys missing, man. Somebody like Dexter Lawrence, you know. Dexter Lawrence a little beast in there, and Dexter Lawrence get going because shoot, Dexter Lawrence go ahead and give your Pro Bowl type guards some trouble. So just think about what he'll do with some backups. But one thing that I did see, right. One thing that I did see is this past game, Thibodeau and Burns wasn't squeezing airspace the way that they should have been. So they were leaving the running lanes open in between them, right? There were some fat running lanes, right? And when they rush, they come a little wide. So Cooper Rush, if still in Guyton, just go ahead and just steer them past Cooper Rush to the next level, and Cooper Rush step up. Cooper Rush should have a good second and a half, extra, maybe two, to throw that rock, because if they don't beat them outright and get to the edge on Steele and Guyton, and they able to ride them past the quarterback, that's Cooper Rush has some time. That's just saying that your interior is holding up against Dexter Lawrence, because if they're not holding up against Lawrence and was it Nunez Roches, then yeah, man, whatever he's stepping up won't matter, But if they're giving him a clean interior of the pocket, then they should be all right in regards to that. But a lot of this game is going to depend on how good your offensive line is able to go ahead and protect, because we ain't got no mobile quarterback inside now. So the offensive line gonna have to play some ball, man. New York Giants isn't bad. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure that's the best unit of the New York Giants is that defensive line. And they linebacker core ain't bad either. I see 41 out there flying around. Of course, what's his name? Okirike. They linebacker core ain't too bad either, right? Where it gets a little tricky, right, is at that corner position for them. Right now, Banks and them gonna try to compete though, but can't none of them bang with CeeDee Lamb. And I think it was Corbett or Corbett or something like that. That might be some barbecue chicken that CeeDee Lamb can go ahead and take advantage of. But even with Banks being on CeeDee Lamb, Banks can't guard CeeDee Lamb. So overall, right, one thing that I want to see this game is my wide receivers actually getting better separation, actually getting the hill open this time, right? Because too many times, man, we ain't seeing the separation that these wide receivers should be having, man. So they need to go ahead and get right. Also, one thing that I noticed that the Buccaneers running backs had success with is having a little bit more patience in that backfield. They was pressing the line, and then they was able to find creases. Now, I don't see that type of capability with Rico, but if he does have that capability, uh, he needs to bring that out this game because he can. If he shows some patience, this game there should be times. I'm not gonna say he ain't gonna get the chunk because he ain't as explosive as the Bucks running backs, but he definitely can get me about 4 yards a pop if he's able to be patient. And I'm taking 4 yards a pop. You give me 4 yards a pop 3 times, man, that's a first down. So I'm definitely will be with that though. But it'll be nice to really I really want to see what Deuce Vaughn got. Like I really want to see that man get 10 plus touches one of these games, man. Because I actually think that they've been sleeping on him. And I think that he could have brought some explosion in some of these games that we've been missing it this year. I know they like to rock with Rico, but man, Rico leaves a lot of meat on that bone, man. And one thing that the Buccaneers was able to do, their running backs they was able to get some chunks. They was able to make a couple people miss in that secondary and get some chunk plays. There was one little flat pass, man, to the running back. I think it was 7. I think it was the running back 7. Man, he made I think he made the safety miss. Boom, he cut it back inside, and it was a big chunk. But we don't have that type of explosion at our running back position. So we can't, even though, the Buccaneers was able to attack like that, we don't have that luxury, right? But I think if you gave it to Deuce, I think you could have that luxury, especially this game. But who knows? I've seen that they occasionally brought the blitz. To be honest with you, their timing was off on that blitz this game, right? Now I don't think that if I'm not mistaken from the last scouting report, I don't think they're a heavy blitzing team to begin with, but their timing was off on the blitz all game. Buccaneers, man. So I think their locker room issues probably had something to play in regards to that, as far as them being motivated. But hey, you're a professional, do your job. I don't care. That's an excuse. But they're better off just bringing 4. They can get home with 4 if they want to, right? If 4 come to play, especially a lot of the things are going to go off of what their ends do this game. If their ends come to play, your defense definitely going to go ahead and give you a battle. But if the ends is being if their ends is being sloppy, not putting effort in the run game and just intentionally just trying to hurry up, get upfield, man, and not really trying to bend that corner and allowing Cooper Rush to step up, we're gonna have some time, man. CD should get over 100 this game, man. 100 in the tug, 100 in the tug. That's what I'm going for, CD. 100 in the tug. So if you got your little fantasy, man, I don't see why CD can't get 100 in the tug. I called it last game. I said if Micah don't get 2 sacks, even though it was a weird 2 sacks, he had 2 sacks. I called it, man. Man, I called the spread too, man. Rock with me. Rock with me, man. But yeah, I think CD should definitely get 100 yards in the tug this game. Let me see if I had to. Should Rico? I think Rico can punch one in. I think he can punch one in if they get it down to the goal line because the Buccaneers was able to work some things downfield with Baker Mayfield, knowing the injuries that they had. One thing that I did see was outside the numbers, the Buccaneers had success throwing the ball, and they did have success throwing it to them tight ends. Now, I know they got Otno, but I guess you could say that we've been encouraged with the quarterback play because this quarterback play has allowed for your tight ends who was non-existent, right, to go ahead and be existent, right? So, I mean, it was crazy. Let me share this thought that I had. I was like, man, maybe Schoolmaker and Spann Ford can get some of them plays. I actually looked at them and actually considered them in the scouting report. That was crazy, So if y'all been following us, y'all know how crazy that is for me to say something like that. You know what I mean? But I think Schoolmaker could probably put up, him and Spann Ford together. I think they can put up a good 80 yards together. I think they could, especially outside the numbers, right? Because all they think they had was what, Mike? think Mike Evans, right? Because I know Godwin hurt. I know they had some injuries though in that wide receiver room. I know Evans ain't all the way healthy if he is back. If I'm not, yeah, I think I did see it. Yeah. So but I seen the majority of the work I seen with Baker was through them running backs, to the tight ends, what's that wide receiver number? Was it 1 or it was one of them single digit numbers if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the majority of the work came from there, right? Because you would want CD, you would think that they would take CD out the equation, but they still can't stop CD, you know. But only way CD don't get his is if Mike McCarthy trying to use this man as a decoy the whole game. But it's Thanksgiving, man. Let that boy go off, man. Especially some of the things that I seen he did last game. Man, go ahead and get that man a bone, man. Get that man a bone. I love that hustle when he came back, man, and popped that ball in the air, man. And he came back to the football. He had to be listening to what we've been saying, man. So, man, go ahead and get that man a bone. Man, let that man go off and enjoy himself, man. Shoot, let that man go off. Because he for sure can go off. The Giants have a better wide. I agree. They do. I agree. They do have a better wide receiving core. I do agree. I do agree with that. I agree. Better running back too. They got better weapons. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Absolutely. Check down should be there though, right? Whether it be 3-4 yards, Cooper Rush is willing to take that check down. So check down should be there. So if you're not all the way confident in Rico's hands, shoot, man, throw that thing to Zeke, man. Put Zeke out there. Let that man get about 3-4 catches. Check down should be there. You just ain't got the explosion at running back. That's for sure. But overall, I think it'll probably be an interesting game just because both teams suck. See what's gonna happen, right? Is if, say for instance, if the Cowboys win, right? What's gonna happen is you're gonna get Mike and them talking that bullshit, and they're gonna think that they doing something when really they just beat 2 scrub teams, and then they gonna sit over there and get mollywopped by a better team, and then they're gonna be, well, we gotta get back to playing Cowboy football. It's the same BS that's been going on the past couple years. You beat scrub teams and then get that fake hope. You beat scrub teams and you get that fake hope. And then when you see a better team, you get mollywopped on foes. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, and it's going to be whatever it's going to be, man. Oh, man, I definitely got to put this out there. Number 20. Whoever number 20 was, I didn't get to look him up. But number 20, early on, I see that boy was very soft in his run fits. He did not want smoke and filling in that hole. I don't know if that's Tyler Newbern or what, because I know Tyler Newbern, he's an opportunist there back there, right? He can mess around and get you 2 picks back there. But he ain't tackling nothing. Good coverage safety, but he ain't hitting nothing. So I don't know if that was Tyler Newbern, man. If I'm not mistaken, because I was mainly, a lot of the times, like when I look at the all 22, I'm looking at numbers, I'm not really paying attention to the names. But I forgot who number 20 was, but that run fit was soft. So shoot, I want to see what he about. I want to run at him. And guess what? When Brian Burns left that, when he came wide and he didn't squeeze that space down, that was able to get that lane, and that safety had to fill up, and he didn't want no smoke, and that allowed for about a good game on that run play. So I hope Mike McCarthy looking at stuff like that, man. Because at the end of the day, right? If you got your play call, you got your situational play, bro. Play calling is really not as hard as what people may want to make it seem, especially if this is what you do. If you really study, man, like if Mike McCarthy really studied the way that he's supposed to and been around the game the way he's supposed to, don't make this game harder than what it should be. Don't make this game harder than what it should be. It really should be an easy game. Just give CD the ball. Give CD the ball. Tell your tackles, man, hey, look, man, make sure you make them boys come wide. Shit, man. Hit them boys with a draw. Hit them boys with a screenplay. Slow them down. Slow them rushers down. You know? It's not hard, man. Get back to basic football, man. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, I just wanted to come by, man, talk it up. I do think the Cowboys have another good chance of getting this dub. I don't know the spread. I haven't looked at no spreads or nothing. But I do believe that the Cowboys have a good chance of getting this dub. And if they didn't get this dub, probably the worst L of the year. With the circumstances that the Giants is in, probably the worst L of the year if they didn't get the dub. Even with the circumstances the Cowboys in. And if they get this L, if the Cowboys lose, it's for sure tank mode. It's for sure tank mode. Because if the Cowboys is really fighting the way that they said that they want to fight and they want to win, regardless if this is hard fought or not, because I don't expect them to blow them out. But hard fought or not, it should be a win. That's all I'm going to say, y'all. But all right, y'all, man. To the next one, man. See y'all tomorrow, man. We up out of here.